What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Let me tell you, you cannot stand in front of a broken elevator. But that's what a lot of people are doing today. Listen, if you already know, man, I made it on the last flight out before the calamity started at the airport. Again, I think that's just a test. But anyway, tech issues, making more money. And guess what? There's only so many more days before Halloween. You guys, come on in. It's your girl Erica. Let's kick the show off. Listen, some of you send me the most beautiful clips while I'm on vacation and I laugh. Some of you are like, hey, I know you're on vacation, but hey, I got a question. And I laugh because I'm going to keep sitting in the pool. This is pool hair. It's just shrinking up. It's shrinking. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So there's 37 days till August 25th. There's 83 days. Well, 93, 8 days to Halloween, 129 days to Thanksgiving, and 159 days to Christmas. I've already got a few women's events I'm going to that are happening right around the election. And I just told them, you know what? I'm a counsel. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna go ahead and be close to either North Carolina or Texas during the days of the election. And I'm gonna be there. Okay. I'm gonna sit down. And that's for me. I'll leave that there. So let's get into it. I just left Las Vegas and I want to tell y'all that this whole video came out of watching people stand in front of a broken elevator. We were at a hotel, a couple different hotels, and you know, I don't know if you guys know, in front of an elevator, there's always a sign for the emergency exits. Here's other elevators. Go to your left to get out if there's a fire. Don't take the elevator if there's a fire. Elevator's broken. Man is clearly working on it. But we just look at the sign and go, we're gonna go to the other elevators. And people with children are like, what other elevators? People are literally standing, waiting for a man to fix the elevator and try to get on it. I don't know about you, but the black person to me is like, wait, the elevator broke and I ain't getting on that one. I'm not going to be stuck in an elevator for hours. I'm going to wait and let the elevator get a minute, let it keep going up and down. I'm going to go to the other one. Later, same hotel. People are like, I can't believe the elevators are broken. And you simply go, why don't you go to the other one at the other end of the hall? There's another elevator. I'm sitting there in shock that these people actually reproduce. One. Number two, I understand the Las Vegas heat is working people's brains. It's frying them. But the fact that you stood in front of a map and didn't know there was more elevators and exits to this building is terrifying. These are the people. These are the people, if there's a fire or a shooting, they're just standing there. What do I do? When people ask, Erica, didn't you see? And I know I've been gone and all the Donald Trump thing. I don't care if it's real or fake. I'm not going there with you. The reason people didn't move is these are the same people in real life that don't move when stuff happens. Country people usually aren't scared of pew pew pews. Secondly, these are the same people who don't move when something's happening. They're going to wait for the rest of the crowd to move and then they'll move. I don't know if y'all remember the shooting in the movie theaters. A man was there with his girl and their two babies. Okay. And they dropped to the ground. Oh my God, the guys, they're pew pew pew, there's going on. The man gets up, 6 foot tall man now, young man, gets up, crawls out of there, leaves the woman and the two babies, and drives off in the car. The police had to call the young man and said, get your A back here and come get this woman and this child, these two children. He's like, oh, I just freaked out. And had the nerve to be on camera. And she was sitting there just looking like, what just happened? You got to realize these are some of the people that will stand in front of a broken elevator. These are the people you tell them the economy is changing and maybe they shouldn't be looking for a warehouse job in 2024. Since 1994, since I was a kid, I was hearing at school about warehouse jobs going away. You got people telling me they looking for a warehouse job. Diamond Dave showed in an article about in LA, people were 55 years old making $12 an hour at a warehouse. In California, See, this is why when people sit here and try to brag about, I live in New York, I live in California, we don't have them Southern slave wages. Baby, that's a lie. You do. You do have low wages and you have high cost of living. Again, when I was out there in California, all I could see was the massive poverty and so many California plates. 7 cars at one house. All y'all did was drag yourselves from California over to the border to Las Vegas. You're looking up and women are 60 years old working in food service. There's nothing wrong with that because most cities or states have a particular job economy, right? And it just is what it is. Las Vegas is tourism. But if you go 2 inches off the strip, it's like World War III out there. You go 3 streets off the strip, you're like, God, they need to get some police over here. You go 2, 3 streets off the strip before good neighborhoods, and you're like, what's happening? I remember being in the car and saying, look, I need to look up the poverty rates out here because this got to be 30%. It's more homeless people than I saw the last time. This is clearly a moment of who moved my cheese. There were a lot of empty businesses and buildings this time when I went. And I said, man, that's crazy. But if you listen to people, they say, well, this is just all the money comes here. And look at all the money that comes here. And I'm like, what does that matter if the people aren't enjoying the wealth, if it's not being spread around? If the water goes out and these people are in the desert, you know what I'm saying? I literally cannot express to y'all how thankful I was to get back to Texas. I literally got on the plane and was freezing on the plane, right? Got the last flight out before everything went loose. We literally got the last flight out. I get home, I'm freezing at home. I had to turn the AC up. I said, it's too much because it was so hot in Las Vegas. If you're at a house and we're looking at heating and airing and cooling and plumbing. If you're a man saying you can't find work and you haven't decided to do something where you can make some money, trades, you just don't want it. And people say, Erica, why are you picking on men? Why you say men need to do this? Honey, because guess what? To be honest, when I look out the window, who am I see homeless first? Women or men? I'm going to see a man. And if you're a man, you got no family, no friends, no nothing, you just got Bruce Ford, I'm going to tell you either go to military, I'm going to tell you need to go to blue collar trade school immediately. Immediately. What can you lift? What can you do? And this is unfortunately, the problem here, right? Another thing, I was in the arena when the pew 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 happened to Donald Trump, and everybody was looking at sports. But slowly but surely, you can see people looking down at their phones. I was literally trying to create T-shirts and mugs off the event. As soon as it happened, I said, I don't even know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. I'm seeing it happen. I'm gonna create a T-shirt or mug. Man, the different digital outfits that I've told y'all about, if you're in the digital real estate class, they wouldn't approve my shirts, my mugs, my hats, my nothing. It was crazy. They wouldn't approve it. It was crazy. But I was like, I'm about to make profit off this because I already know how people are. And within an hour, there were T-shirts, signs. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, how do I make income off this? How does this change my life? How can I improve? Right? I was sitting there and I realized a lot of people were standing in front of a broken elevator. We had a young lady and we were saying, hey, thanks for the service at the store we were at. And we're like, do you know any restaurants? Just because we like hearing what the locals have to say, And all of a sudden the lady goes, oh, yeah, I work here. I work there. You should try this place. And I say, wait a minute. You work here. Where we're at right now. You work over there. And you used to work over there. That's a lot of jobs. She said, oh, I used to work like 100 hours a week. It was crazy. I was like, baby, where are you from? Why are you working so much like that? I'm going in mama mode because she's literally like 23. So to me, that's already a sign of either I'm here with no family, my family's broke, I'm struggling, I'm 2 seconds from homelessness. I had to do these jobs. You got to do what you got to do kind of mentality before calamity strikes. Well, of course she goes, well, I got kicked out. We left out of UCLA. I said, okay, out because of COVID. It's okay. And then I went to Washington where my mom was. And I just had to get out of there. So I got here to Las Vegas. So anyway, in my mind, I go, COVID? Baby, that was 4 years ago. You're telling me about UCLA 4 years ago. Oh my God, you're barely 23. Like, what has transpired that you couldn't stay in Washington, okay, and that you've made it here to Las Vegas and you're working like this. Immediately in my mind, I'm like, that poor baby better figure out what skills she wants to acquire, what trade she needs to go get, because if not, she'll be spinning her wheels in this state, in this city of Las Vegas for a minute. That's what she'll be doing, spinning her wheels. So, I just want people to understand, like, your real everyday life versus the present, it was the same to me. The people didn't move because no one told them where to move. They didn't see others moving. They didn't see people run off stage. They didn't see people they're going to do whatever the crowd is doing. Okay. Now, what is the broken elevator? The broken elevator to me is people always tell you, hey, this is the normal way of things. Just go on this elevator and go up the floor, go upstairs, right? Go to school, go to college, go to school, go get a job, and everything will work out. They keep telling you they're not teaching kids education, taxes, any of this stuff in school. They're just keep finding out years later after they're in massive amounts of debt or file for bankruptcy, right? The system will feed you through it. Now, what do I mean? What do I mean? We're at Summer League, and you got to realize majority of people there, 80% of the crowd is the family and friends, to be honest, right? To me, it's 80%. Some people say it's 25%. Okay, so I'll go with that. Let's say 1 in 4 people in the crowd is there for a particular person playing, trying to get on an NBA team there. This year was a lot of, like, if y'all thought the NBA draft was funny, NBA draft had 6 French people. The NBA Summer League had at least 35 Australians. So now your son is not only competing in the draft with uber tall. I'm talking about the average player was 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". One time they yelled out 6'9", and 2 players stood up and they laughed because I guess the players were used to being the only 6'9" person on the team. So when they were like, he's 6'9", and they both stood up like, which one? Then they finally said his number, and the other one ran out and they laughed. That happened often. These boys were not used to being, even they're on the team, 2 6'9" people. So when people sit here and try to go, well, Erica, the average height of the NBA is 6'2", baby, from what I can see, that's over. Your son being 6'1", 6'2", and he's gonna eke through just by the hair of his chin. I literally sat and watched children come up the rafters that were already 6'3". 14-year-olds already 6'3", 6'4". The average teen person, they're yelling out from Australia. All these countries are 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". You're telling me that your son or daughter under 6'2" is going to play somewhere? We saw what happened to Van Lilith on LSU team. She's 5'7". Her novelty is a short white girl who throws the ball. But if any tall other girls appear, it's like her skill is useless. I watched this at University of Texas. They had a bunch of tall girls. They were terrible for half the season, but they made it all the way to the final 8 because they just had a team full of tall girls. Y'all don't understand how these games are changing. It's literally you're watching before your eyes who move my cheese. So at the NBA Summer League, you have all these families standing around and people are being bold, talking smack about certain team members. I'm like, do you realize their parent or their cousin or brother might be in this room? And they're taking pictures and they're so excited. We even saw a family say, my son's on a billboard. It's so beautiful. It's, oh my God, it's amazing. Do you realize this is as far as their family know how to get them? At this point, you're watching a system. Now your son or daughter, off the decision of somebody else. I remember them saying, oh, Bronny was so terrible the first night. And we laughed because we were there. We're like, no, he wasn't. He wasn't terrible. It's just 2 white boys on his team were so amazing, it made him look terrible. That's how hilarious this was, that you're reading news that people are printing from something you were actually there at. Oh, he was terrible. He was awful. You're like, no, I was there. It's just the 2 other boys on the team looked amazing, and they had to figure out how to sell the story to you. They had to figure out how to sell the story to you. Okay? This is a system. They'll feed your child right through it if you don't have a plan for your child. And then you'll wake up and this kid's out. But I'll look around and some of the white kids are agents. They're scouts. They got in with somebody at the corporate level. You better figure it out for little Jerome. Okay. Now, Asian American business owners. They had city blocks, block after block after block of the same businesses, bubble tea, ramen, the same Asian food for blocks, for miles. They had all the massage parlors on lock, right? Among other certain businesses. And we laughed and said, all these businesses can't be profitable. All these businesses can't be profitable. They ain't all making money. This strip looks great, but this whole strip ain't making money. We done drove 3 miles of the same thing over and over again. We laughed and was joking about money laundering, but at the end of the day, is someone feeding you into a system, right? We make jokes about the Jamaican who works all these jobs, or certain black people who have all these businesses. But if you actually look at most immigrant folks, they have one business that makes a lot of money, that pours that money into the thing they probably really want to do. Right? I know a family in Fayetteville who had a car dealership, and it looked kind of trashy, but they only had that so they can get some more family members over from overseas. Because you had that rule, you can get 5 family members if you had a business and it needed help. Well, then they took that. Once those family members got that, they did other businesses. They just made sure they had people in place to do what? Help the system run. And what people don't understand is you're coming out here, well, I have this ideal and I want to do it for free and no spend no money and don't have any team and I don't want to have any employees and I just want to market it for free 99. I want to do free 99 marketing. You're competing with people who have $1,000 to $5,000 to kickstart an ideal, and then at least know they're going to run around the internet and promote it. You're going to get a sea of people to run around and promote it. That's going to be hard to compete with. All right. Another thing, I had a long list, but another thing is, and it's no disrespect to the audience, but our audience is a mixture of different races and different people, right? All right. There you go. Look, bro, man from the 5th floor figured out how to finesse his way through to get that sandwich and bypass the elevator and went through the window. There you go. This is true. All right. We were, I'm be honest, my Facebook has a lot of white families. My Facebook friends from college and life in Texas has a lot of white Facebook friends. And I looked up and I'm like, oh, so sad to the ladies of R and F. And I'm like, what is happening? Right. So I'm seeing that all day as I scan. I'm like, what is happening? What is R and F? Rodan and Fields. Okay. This is how, again, I keep telling you, people stand in front of a broken elevator. MLM marketing in the black community, everybody's like, oh God, don't come over here with that. Don't come over here talking to me about Herbalife. Name some MLMs in the comments, right? Don't come over here talking to me about that. Please, yeah. Name me some MLMs in the comments and I'll go from there. But the white lady movement during the pandemic was R&F, which is Rodan and Fields. And it was skincare. It was explode, the whole skincare movement. Now, this company done made all this money, right? They done made a ton of money. And they just said, okay, well, we're done with that now. We're going to go try to go get in stores. We're going to go try and do a bigger model, right? We're just going to make money off the backs of all y'all running around during the pandemic, spamming all your friends, spamming all your family, texting our information all over the place. And this has allowed us to grow. And the money we made off y'all, we're going to go take this money and go be in stores and go be bigger, a bigger brand. And this is the common road to any MLM. If they can make enough money off this very low level market ideal, they wrap it up. Okay, we're done with direct sales now. We're going to go do this. Thank you, Bella. Thank you. Amway, now you can see Amway in certain places, right? Avon, same thing with Avon. I don't know about this one, but I believe you. RNC, Worldwide Leadership, yeah, Cincy, all that stuff, right? One that I love with the stoneware cookware, whatever that cookware one was. My mom always bought a bunch of those because she loved that cookware stuff, right? And so you have this model that's a low barrier to entry model, Herbalife. Yeah, low barrier to entry, right? It's teaching people kind of a vague teaching of business. And 9 times out of the 10, the people who go to these events are what? They realize they're standing at a broken elevator. And as a couple, they need more money. Or their wife realized, I need more money. How can we get more money? They give them this little bit of breadcrumbs. You can start a business. You can start marketing. Like, these are all the breadcrumbs of truth to a bigger thing. Now, what ends up happening? I look back And most of these things start from $99 to $197. And if you think about a million people paying a company $99 a month, you do the math, right? And so Pampered Chef, there it is. Listen, if somebody has Pampered Chef to this day, I will buy it. My mom and me still like, what you got, girl? Do you have some of that stoneware? We used to make pizzas on it, and it cooked turkeys great and all that stuff, right? And so, yeah, Pyrex, Cutco, Mary Kay. Mary Kay is a giant building with a pink Cadillac still out front, right? Cutco. But I love that Pamper Chef, right? And so these are the model is the truth, right? Even now with TikTok, parents are making fun of these kids doing TikTok and making all this money, but it's the same model. TikTok's going to run it up of all these kids are like, how can I get 10K a month in my pocket? Now, these kids would not listen to any of us if we talked to them about Amway, Cutco, Mary Kay, Herbalife. They would immediately be like, Mom, get out of my face. Pampers, any of this stuff. You talk to kids about any of this stuff, and they would immediately ignore you. They would ignore you. They wouldn't even listen to you. But they are willing to go, how can I pick up my cell phone? And I have a product in my hand and I tell you about it. That is what's happening right now on TikTok. It's really cutting to that very old MLM marketing system where, hey, you don't got to join no group of people. You ain't got to talk to nobody. You just come online and post this video and post the link and let people buy it. Now, Amazon was out there, but the way TikTok shop is really touching them young people about it and the middle-aged folks, this is how it's going to do it. This is how it's going to do it. I'm just telling you. And so what happens is the standout stars, the really good salespeople, and again, we've talked about him a million times on this show, Ray Higdon. And I always tell y'all, if something, I remember coming on YouTube and I was like, oh, Ray Higdon, and I was watching him get destroyed. Right now, what do I mean? And this is the power of these people who are marketers. I watched Ray Higdon come out here, and YouTube was like, "Nah, you're done." YouTube took everything he had down. It took his wife's stuff down. It took everything down, right? And he did the ultimate alley oop, right? He went now, and he's already, he is, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have a moment here. Ray Higdon is the epitome of the guy whose wife divorces him because he's a bum. He finds a younger girl, she working at the mall, working her ass off, right? And he go live with her, and he ain't working. He's trying to do MLM. And he actually makes it. So the second wife benefits after this. But he's the classic. If you heard his story, you'd be like, where's her parents at? That they let a 10 years older bum divorced man come live with their daughter and not work. But it did work. Yeah, well, they love it. Legal preset. Yeah. And so you'll have these standout stars. And this is how I want you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. You'll have these standout stars, right here. I'll show him right here. Here he is. That's what he looked like. Again, she's 10 years younger. He divorced his first wife. He didn't have no job, no money. He was trying to do MLM. And she, new girlfriend working at the mall, let him live with her. She was working 2 jobs and paying all the bills. And he was living with her. Y'all, when I heard that, I said, I can't. But he was really early in, oh, well, I have a good personality. I have a good way I talk about myself. I actually don't have to still be out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do a training. So he was tip of spear. These are the kids from the first 2 marriage. This is his, latest kid, right? And the crazy part about it is he was tip of spear. He came out. He was like, how to talk to friends and family without being slimy. Let me go to his products. Let me see if they still got some of them old ones up there. Let me see. Rank makers again, which is all prospecting and recruiting, new to network marketing, social media, team building. So all the people who had like real good personality and persona, right? They could do, here you go. This all the old school stuff. This all the old school 10K social media recruiting with Jessica. If this is that, I mean, they still got the old videos and everything. I love it. All this, right? So they quit, the first 90 days. It's classic stuff. I love it. They're still out here. Team building, how you can encourage, now we would probably say, and vibrational money, that's a classic. you'd probably say this is someone teaching you, and to apply it to current world events would be me teaching you how to have a Facebook group, me teaching you how to encourage your Facebook group members, your clients, your teachers, all that stuff. He was the tip of the spear for getting out front and being like, oh, well, won't you do this with your people? Won't you do that with your people? Instead of trying to convince your friendly friends this way, show them over positivity, right? So all these are his like daily hot seat stuff. But um his whole model was like show them through positivity, attraction marketing, not push marketing, right? Okay. Does that make sense? Did y'all see that? All that I was showing on screen? A lot of his stuff was how do you attract people to you? He was like one of the early people. That's why I love when people don't have short-term memory, right? Um, he was real early to the game of like, go on vacation with your family and take photos and pictures. You know, post positive stuff. All these guys right here, these are all people from MLM past that are all like standout speakers now. All these people are just standout speakers. That's all. Right? A lot of them have, and again, they are in different, they never promote the MLM they're in, right? They just always tell you about how they made so much money by doing this. They basically made so much money in different MLMs because they would come on stage and be the speaker, or they would come and show you photos of them speaking at these different MLMs, right? And it would put money in their pocket and people would be their downline and all that other stuff, right? But he was the tip of the spear for that. And what I wanted people to understand is like, you have to improve your skills. What is it like? I tell people the three biggest things. How can I make money from this city? Wherever you are, right? When I was in Las Vegas, I was like, if I was out here, first thing I'm thinking, how can I make money out of the city? How can I stand out in this city? I saw plenty of old women with great bodies, showgirl bodies, beautiful bodies, still looking almost homeless. Okay. How will this add to my journey, plans, and goals? Why am I out here? These are simple questions, but people who are standing at a broken elevator will not ask them. Right? They will not ask them, right? Again, three crazy effective short-term video concepts to help you go viral. Right? These are things where me and you, I'm just gonna go there. These are things that just pop in my mind. I get up and I go, because I've lived life, I've worked in sales. I just make different videos on content that are going on daily with me. What I realize is the average person, they've been doing what's been told to them. They went to school, they got a job, that's not working. They're not making enough money. They don't have money to buy the things they want. They don't have money to go where they want to go. And now they're in their 40s and they got to try something different. So these things really work for those people. It really stands out to them. And I get it. I get it. Right. So let me go on to the next page. I had about 3 full pages of writing I put out here. Okay. At the end of the day, most of these people are going to learn how can I make money from whatever particular skill. Because 9 times out of 10, people say, well, Erica, I want to build real estate. I want to buy rentals. And I hear you and all that. But what's the one skill that's going to make you so much money that it spills over? The income from it spills over and you can now invest and buy rentals. Because many people say, well, what about hard money, Erica? I can come in there with low credit, this and that. I'm going to tell you right now, hard money is predatory. Hard money is a speed multiplier because the bank takes too long. But you got to go. You got to go fast with it, right? You can't be delayed in it. So again, let me show you a few things here. Let me go in here and show you a few things. Because many of you say, well, Erica, who would buy information products from these people and digital products? Everything you want is on YouTube and Google and TikTok and da da da. People, let's say you're a plumber. And so you come online and someone's talking about being a plumber and how they made all this money being a plumber. And here's their information and here how you can get the information to do the same thing they're doing. People are going to buy from him, right? They need help in their plumbing business. Again, Grant Cardone, gets a bad rep because there is a family several people who've talked about how they sold homes and sold cars just to buy a program. But my whole thought is, well, they're stuck somewhere. Harvard makes $6 billion a year selling information, but you buy it because it's Harvard, right? So again, when people say, well, why would anybody, need advice or buy digital products? There will always be need for information because our school system doesn't really do much for you. It'll always be there. So let me go ahead and show you. And again, let me show you this one right here.
And we're screwed. This man is getting married. We have reservations. We have cars that we paid for. I paid $380 in a shuttle to shuttle everyone here this morning. They have been here since before me with 3 kids. I've been here since 3 o'clock in the morning. $100 is unacceptable. I am a good customer for Allegiant, and I feel like I'm being completely screwed over. There are 8 people in my party.
All right, everybody hear that? Put a one in the comments if you heard it. Did you hear her say how I spent $384? I spent it to get a shuttle here. Right? And again, someone in the comments, first thing they said is this is just an early estimated run before the real cyber attack comes later this year. They just want to see how people react. I believe that. I do, because CrowdStrike is a company, quote unquote, I used to work there, quote unquote, one of the best in the nation. It is global. It works with the government, and you're telling me they had a meltdown. They did an update at 10 o'clock at night, and it just cut the world off. Cool, okay. I mean, if you say so. But the company I work for was top notch, top notch, top notch. Okay. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna slide on by there because somebody be like, Erica, you're being a security conspiracy theorist. No, I just want you to understand, why are you standing in front of a broken elevator? Something that's not working for you. All right, here we go. Largest IT outage in history takes down computers globally. All right. This is what happened. I was flying last night. This is what happened. All of a sudden. Right. And they're like, well, Erica, Spirit Airlines kept going. Spirit Airlines is held together by toothpicks and gum and smoke signals and paper logs. Who cares? Spirit Airlines could fly all night long, and these people still would not buy a ticket. They would not. Okay. They'd be like, oh, Spirit Airlines is going. I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on them. Right. I just want you to understand, like, how can you not knowing something hurt you? If you don't understand tech, if you don't understand possibly wanting to learn more about tech, learning and unlearning things so that you can be on the edge of your seat when it comes to knowledge, this is very dangerous. It's very dangerous, right? And you will have a group of young people who are going to come through, and they're going to skip a lot of steps, and you're going to not be able to understand why. Right, here it is. There are men 40 to 45 years old and don't want to work. They're not cute anymore and have gained a little weight. They should have been looking to learn a trade, but again, they don't really want to work. So, A. Evans, let me not even be funny with you. At the place where we go to Summer League, there's all these ticket scalpers, right? It is what it is. It's a part of the game. And majority of these men were either really young, 20 something, right? Or they were in their 50s and 60s. And then when you were like, hey man, I don't got no card. We can take Venmo and Zelle and Cash App. Let me call my wife and she can do it over the phone. Brother, you're 60 years old. You should have Venmo, Stripe, and Cash. You should know how to do it right now from your phone as we speak. You shouldn't have to call somebody to figure out how to use Cash App at 60 years old trying to sell tickets outside of an event. That, sir, you're standing in front of a broken elevator. You're too old to not know better. But these are the same older black men that I see. They never really got a real skill, or never got a trade, never know how to fix things. None of them had hard hands. None of them. Right? Dressed up in Nike, dressed up in the gear, the freshest gear. Oh, don't know how to work Cash App. Sir, why are you standing out here? It's 120 degrees. Come on, man. It's 120 degrees out here. If you don't go get you a damn trade, if you don't go figure out something you can do, if you don't stop with the hustle mentality, skip to doing what you need to do. Erica, you don't understand. So many people come from California. That's how it is out here. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't. Because it makes for a very hard life. If he can't come out here and convince 20, 30 people to buy tickets from him, what happens? Ticket flipping is online now. You just need to have capital. He could flip tickets online. He could flip concert tickets. He's in Las Vegas, one of the easiest places to even possibly flip tickets. Online, digitally. We've had Made 5 on here. We've had other people on here. All that stuff is going digital. Your papa should not be outside and in kicks, kicking it, trying to convince me in 100-degree weather to buy tickets from him. He should be somewhere on a laptop or computer, chilling. You have to learn and unlearn. But that's what I see. I see a lot of people that get to a point where they have to work. You're seeing the military write article after article where they're having the oldest class they've ever had. They have 38 to 42-year-old men coming in every day. And they making fun of them. How what you doing here? Man, if you don't go home, it's like, no, I'm out of options. There are people in our breaking into tech group right now saying they gonna have to go join the Air Force. They can't wait. They got a family to feed. Sir, you don't wait till your house is on fire to go get a water hose from the grocery store. That's not how that works. Another day, something happened, and I immediately went into brainstorm mode. I grabbed a sheet of paper, I wrote out a bunch of stuff. Boom, let's do it. They were like, "Man, how'd you do that?" I said, "Because I've lived. I've experienced life. I've had jobs. If you just sit down for 20 seconds and be quiet and think, all this shit will come to you." But a lot of people have not lived. They have not traveled. They have not tried to attempt to grow themselves. They have not tried to get certifications. They have not tried to grow. I put out 20 different mug contents for print on demand and send them to some influencers on TikTok. Baby, it didn't take me but 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the design, boom, 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 let's go. And it comes from you actually going out here and living. You actually coming out here and attempting and trying. Keep tweaking. I remember we had a guy, I don't know which one of y'all was in the digital real estate class, but he was always talking about he was selling t-shirts. I was like, keep tweaking the designs. Keep tweaking the designs till you find a design or a shirt design that somebody wants. Make hundreds of them. Make hundreds of them until successful. Simple as that. Until successful. Keep making them. Keep trying them. Start at whatever financial level you're at. Start from there. That's how you break cycles. That's how you get out of things that are not working for you. You keep trying. All right. So let me what's the other one I want to show y'all? Let me see. Okay, I see it. Okay, here you go.
Out. And they're doing over 500K a month. And it's an AI tool that lets you create short form videos. I think the key to his success is that he has a distribution edge in all of his companies. He only starts companies in spaces where he knows he can get 1 million site visitors in the first 90 days. And usually he does this by partnering with the right creators. I was recently texting him and he said he bought up 6 more companies and he's just going to keep repeating this playbook. He's like, good products aren't enough. If you can't get this in front of people and get their attention, like what good is that? There's this 20-year-old kid, his name's Arb Khan. He's making over $650,000 a month. He started his first company when he was 19 years old. It was this AI music generator tool called Musicify, but that company did over 100K a month in its first 100 days from launch. Most recently, he started a company called Creo, and they're doing over 500K a month, and it's an AI tool that lets you create short form videos. I think the key to his success is that he has a distribution edge in all of his companies. He only starts companies in spaces where he knows he can get 1 million site visitors in the first 90 days. And usually he does this by partnering with the right creators. I was recently texting him and he said he bought up 6 more companies and he's just going to keep repeating this playbook. He's like, good products aren't enough. If you can't get this in front of people and get their attention, like what good is that? There's this 20-year-old.
Okay, did everybody hear that? Drop a one in the comments if you heard it. Let me know. Talk to me. If you heard it, drop a one in the comments. If you heard it, if I need to replay it, let me know because I'm going to already kind of spill over onto this conversation. As a man approaching his mid-30s, it's hard for me to have sympathy for struggling older men. If you got your 30s and realize you don't have ish and don't try to acquire shit, then they just don't care. Yeah. And again, I'm always sympathetic to somebody who maybe went to jail and they came out at 30 or 40. They came out older. They need help. Okay, you got 2 to 5 years to figure that out. At most, the sympathy of, I just left jail, that is gone quick. You know why? Because they host parties. Aunties throw money, try to hold up young Black men that come out of jail. Families overwhelmingly will throw parties and celebrate and help the person who just got out of jail over the college student that's at college struggling. Well, just figure it out. You smart enough to be at college. You know, me people I know come from families, and I heard their families say that to them. And I heard their family say, "Well, we ain't got it like Erica's family. You can't just go over there and be at college." And I looked at them and I said, "Man, if you don't go in that financial aid office, I work there. Man, if you don't go apply for some more scholarships, or if you don't just go work a job on the weekends." And a lot of them, they work a job on the weekends, and the extra $300 changed their life. An extra couple of dollars from Pizza Hut or delivering pizzas while in college changed their life. They didn't have to go back home. They didn't have to quit because it was uncomfortable to be at school and study and also need some money. Y'all got to understand, there's people, parents out here that really do not want the best for them. I know that sounds horrible, but that is a true statement. Now, why did I show you this video of this young man? Because these young people, these 18 to 20 years old, let me tell you, they're like, how can I create an app quickly? This is why when someone tries to tell me I have an ideal for a store to create an app, I go, man, if you don't go online, you can create an app in 9 minutes. What are you talking about? There's companies that literally have the software to help you create an app in like 9 minutes. You don't have to like go find people and ask questions. I always show the channel my starter story because they're constantly showing every day someone who started an app by just going online and going, how do I get this app done? 2 seconds, right? Just a day and a half of really wanting to study something. All these apps are, and you can see in the comments, if you go look at this, people talk a lot of smack about his apps. They're like, they ain't the best apps. That ain't the best company to do that for you. But guess what? The average person is looking for easy. They want to go to an app and it put the video together for them. They want to go to an app and it puts the AI together for them. You know, people are going online right now, Facebook and stuff, and they're selling reels, pre-made reels. Why are they doing that? Because people do not want to figure out a lot of stuff. People don't want to show their face. They don't want to study. They don't want to figure it out. If you have the software that saves them time and saves them money, and they don't have to figure it out on their own, that's what they want. Now you're going to say, well, Erica, what is this kid doing? How is he, all this internet? Now, let's not get it twisted. I truly believe this kid is one of the Indian kids that's very smart, for sure, one. But two, also, he just employed 1,000 friends at one time to just kind of blow up the internet, right? To kind of reach out to as many influencers as possible and help him get massive. Why? Because this is his profile. This is to give you an idea. Because you're thinking, well, I must be able to look him up and see all this stuff. Nah, these kids aren't blowing up Instagram like that. Here's his page, and this is what you'll find from most of the younger founder class. Okay, their page will look like this. That's it. 6 posts. That's it. I'm getting on planes. I'm out here with people learning. You're right. I'm getting a team of young people. We're blowing it up. Okay. That's why people are like, no way, this can't be real. This can't be real, Erica. No, it is. And this young man, I forgot his name. If y'all know who this is, he's the black kid from Florida, half black, whatever, from Florida, blowing it up on the internet, right? He got married and he was just in a video like, well, I'm happy being married. I don't know why y'all keep talking bad about marriage. It's like 27. And there's several more of them like that, Habiza, same thing. All these people, these younger guys just getting to it, just quitting the bullshit, get to it. And so when I tell y'all, like, they're not goofing off on Instagram all day. That seems to be the main theme, is like, oh, they're out here goofing off. Like, no, these kids are really like, how can I make something that's going to put money in my pocket and 1,000 people sign up? How can I get 1,000 people to sign up? That's what I want. Now, I've been in consulting calls and coaching calls with a lot of you, and I've told y'all, like, hey, this is how you do ABC, right? If you want to do this, I had this particular client and he is super talented. And I said, listen, if you're serious, yeah, Jordan Wells, thank you. If you're serious about going out here and switching over to this type of brand, you need to go sign up for as many podcasts as possible to be in front of non-Black people, right? I just went there on them. I said, listen, brother, you need to go on about 100 if you could, 50 if you can, 10 if you can, non-Black podcasts that are speaking to business this space. And I want you to go out there because you're not flashy. You are the epitome of not flashy, and you're not going to sell in most Black spaces. You need to go over into at least 10 to 20 white podcasts and do a podcast right now. And your company will blow up. And he's like, I can't do it. We know a person. They did that exact same model this past year. Blew up. because some of these kids aren't looking for the flashy. They're looking for, does this guy tell me what the answer is? Is he older? Can I see him as like a father figure? That is happening. That is happening right now. Right? The newsletter builders, the people jumping up, they're literally getting on this laptop, and in 4 hours, their 4 hours is completely different than your 4 hours. Your 4 hours is goofing off on laptop, looking for vacations. Their 4 hours is connecting with people, getting contractors to work for them, ABC, right? You got 100, Filipino contractors throwing stuff to the wall, right? Right? Just throwing stuff to the wall, you're going to get way further than others. I want to tell you right now, while I was gone, I had over 15 packages come in the mail. Our VAs just responded to all the different partnership offers I got. I'm like, all right, look, yeah. Just send us the package. We'll do a video. I came back, there's 15 packages here. You have to decide, right? You have to decide how to get ahead. And a lot of it's, you guys are just misusing the time. You're misusing the time, and you're not deciding, okay, what is the thing I do well? What is the skill that I have? What can I do to make this easier for me to launch? Because everybody wants to be low profile. Like, how can I be low profile, Erica? I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want anybody to know me. And I'm like, okay, well, what depends on what you're doing. If it's something you're doing that can be a faceless production, for sure. And we put that inside the Facebook group. The digital real estate group, we put all the how to be faceless production. If you're in the Facebook group, Capricorn Way, we've already put on how to get on podcasts. We've already put all that stuff inside the digital real estate course. We've talked about it for years now in the digital real estate course. If you haven't got it, that's not my problem. You know what I mean? If I've been marketing something to you for years and you didn't get it, I don't want to hear it. Okay. Like, it's in there. Some family members are low key jealous of the ones that drive to do better. Yeah. I mean, even right now, Evans, I have family members who've been sold 40 years ago, pieces of land. They got it for free, donated for free. They never did anything with it because they got it for free. They give it to their son. Their son doesn't want it. He watched you do nothing with it for 30 years. And guess what? He just sold it the last week. And I go, idiot. I could have helped you do A, B, and C and build a property and do this. But all they heard was, I can sell this for 30K. I got some cash. Property, black-owned property, had been in our family for 40 years. That was given to people. They don't care. They don't respect it. They don't appreciate it. And honestly, to be honest with you, family members would rather sell it so you don't go over there, take the land that was given to them and do something with it. Because that will embarrass them. You done had this land for free for 40 years and you never did anything with it. Your younger cousin comes and gets it and does something with it. You'd be embarrassed. I know that's what it is. So they can't be embarrassed because they never did anything with it. So they're going to sell it to a stranger. If y'all know how many times I've been on the phone and heard this and never thought it would happen in my own family, I was like, what? Are you stupid or what? I literally asked them, are you a dummy? Now, I already know July and Christmas function is going to be a little tight because Erica done cuss some people out. But it's really one of those things where you look at people like, you rather, and that's how people are. Like, I'm not going to let you play with my toys. I'd rather give my toys away than let you play with them. And you have people like that. You really do. Okay. So faceless game, again, and I'll just run it down real quick. Like, what are the biggest strategies you see people out here? What do? Teach it. Go on chat GPT, make content, turn around, put together a program, right? Run ads on Facebook and make a Facebook group. I talk about that all the time and have a program. People sell for $1,000, $5,000. It's a tell old as time. I could pull up 20, 30 Facebook pages and show y'all this, and Facebook groups and show y'all this. We've done this for years in digital real estate groups. Told y'all about it over and over, right? So at the end of the day, what did we learn from all this, right? You're waiting at a broken elevator. What is the broken elevator? The broken elevator is trying to get onto a program or system that no longer works, right? A program or system that no longer works, a system that's just going to feed you through. It's not going to help you. It isn't working for the people that are currently on it, right? When I hear people talk about 401ks and they're not heavily invested, they don't understand the market, they don't read anything, right? I remember the other day someone telling me like, oh yeah, the economy seems to be doing bad. I was like, what? And I was like, have you been paying attention? Like inflation, all this stuff. They hadn't. They had not. They had literally been in zombie mode. And you talk to them about something, they're like, I didn't know that was going on, Erica. How did you not know that was going on? The average person is low information, and it hasn't hurt them in life, right? Like what's funny is today, a guy who owns a plane, of course, posted, "Well, we don't have to worry about worldwide delays," as he gets on his private plane. And there's a young set of girls I talk about often who they made $5 million from 2020 to now. And all they're doing is teaching you how to be a better salesperson. I don't think y'all understand that many people do not have sales skills. Many people are not doing better, right? I just don't think I understand. Like you can sell anything to anybody, and it's not even being disrespectful. Um, but it is, right? So right now there's kind of this pushback, and I don't know if I can find it. I'll show it to y'all. It was on Business Insider. The booming business of shaming young men. Online prescription providers are raking in big butts, preying on men's fears of losing hair and ED. It isn't preying on people. That is, people only care about what I don't know how to say this in a nice way. People only care about how their body looks, right? In comparison, right? Again, you see all these people getting their teeth filed down and getting veneers on because they want to look like a cartoon character with teeth. And guess what? You have to get those veneers messed around every 10 years. So this young person who had perfectly normal teeth has now destroyed their teeth, and every 10 years will have to get them fixed, get them worked on, right? Every 10 years, right? And then now, because they saw a trend, right? They saw a trend. So it realizes people want to look like a group so bad. They want to follow the herd so bad. They don't care. They just don't. Right? So let me do this. Let me pull this one up. Business Insider real quick. Let me see here. 3 hours a day. Focus studying for 90 days can change your life. For real. I dealt with toxic family members 3 years ago who went out our way to sabotage our rebuilding financially post COVID-19. Thank you for just coming up for air. I mean, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, they look like plies. They look terrible. Everybody, I had a friend who tried to say, "Well, Erica, if you go get your teeth fixed, you go do this." I said, "Dude, I have my dad's teeth. Me and a sister and my half brother have our dad's teeth. And when we take pictures, we laugh about it because nobody else in our family has our dad's teeth. They all got them fixed, and they came from our grandpa, and our grandpa got his fixed. And so we're the last people with these, type of design teeth, and we laugh about it. And what happens is when you have no value, you aren't studying, you aren't increasing your value, right? You aren't putting any value into your life or your friends and family life. You think, well, if I get these fake teeth and fit it with everybody else, I'll be great. No, no, come on, man. Come on, man. Let me show you this. And so I always share that with people because people are like, oh, you could do this and do that and do this to your teeth. I'm like, for what? I have my dad's teeth. I love my teeth. And my mom has great, perfect teeth. That's the funny part about it. Her and my brother have the same smile. And my mom's on a billboard in North Carolina for a dentist office. That's how funny this is. But no. Yeah, they're going over to Mexico, getting cosmetic surgeries, getting fucked up. Excuse my language. There's one guy, Nick Perry. I laugh. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get Ryan Pineda hair. I'm gonna get this thick head of hair in Colombia." He had an allergic reaction. He posted it online where his head blew up, like he looked like a pumpkin. He was having an allergic reaction, and you need to see that. You also need to see the guys who are having funguses and infection. There was a black guy went over there. He had a fungus infection. This desire to have these fake hairlines. These fake teeth, these fake bodies. It's like, God, dog, if y'all spent all that money on improving your fucking life, you'd have something great. It's insane. I'm sorry. I'm doing too much cussing. Let me calm down. All right. Let me show you this, right? The booming business of shaming young men. They said with the pandemic, with the rise of telehealth, these DTC companies are making you buy, they build all this stuff, right? And people say, well, women have dealt with this for years. This is part of one of the reasons, several brands have made so much money online because the average woman is being ignored by their doctor for symptoms, insulin resistant problems. Why is Ozempic really blowing up? Ozempic blew up because It's insulin resistant. So a lot of women are out here running around, working out, getting on these diets, working with trainers. I'm doing it, all that stuff. And if you have high insulin resistance, you're not going to lose weight. They literally show you study after study. You're drinking water, you're working out, you're doing 10,000 steps a day, and they're not losing weight. Why are they not losing weight? Well, Erica, if they're in a calorie deficit, I'm telling you, if you have high insulin, imagine a fat cell just blowed up. It's a fat cell, it's blowed up, it's pumped, juicy, full of sugar. It won't go anywhere, right? It's just like if you see type 1 diabetics, and I hate to use the example because she's dead, but Brittany Murphy, she would play with her insulin to stay skinny for roles. And people never understood why. If you go back and look, don't take my word on this. Go back and look at diabetic children in the 1950s and 40s and 30s before insulin came out. They were bones. They were accusing the mothers of starving the children because the children could not gain weight because they had insulin problems. So the reverse is happening in our society where these people are really insulin resistant. Why is that? Everybody's getting up in the morning drinking Starbucks, a sugar bomb. They're getting coffee and cereals. They're eating sugar bombs all day. Their body's like, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And so there's going to be a booming business in these niches over the next 5 to 10 years, helping you figure out sugar, insulin issues, right? Right. And they're helping you figure out these problems because that's what it's coming from. All right. She said, I'm currently on Rosa. I think you meant 201, right? But I get it. 201 to 192. Yeah, that's a big deal. The side effects are no joke. Yeah, they look like they're starved. They look like people with an insulin problem. That's why if you go look at the current Ozempic people's faces and you go Google 1940s diabetics before they could get insulin, they look the same. They look the same. They look sickly. They look the same. That reminded me of 40-plus-year-old women that don't really have ish going on, but when their birthday come around, pictures they take plenty makeup looking like a ghost. Oh my God. The dead people makeup, it must stop. It must stop. The dead people makeup is out of control. It's crazy. But yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah. Right? I mean, yeah, 208, no problem. I knew what you meant. 208 to 192. Congratulations on the weight loss, Rose. But I'm telling you, it's what people don't understand is they'll tell you, look you dead in the face. Well, you're not eating right. You're not doing this. There are people in medical programs where they're feeding them, the nutrition are feeding them at the place, and they're not losing weight because of insulin resistance. But y'all don't want to hear that. It's easier to be like, well, people are lazy. Okay. Okay. Cool. This is the end of mom and pop friendly landlords. Why? Because people are all using the same software and it's telling them to jack up the price of stuff. It's giving them data. They should jack up the price. This is all coming. Most insurance don't cover Ozempic. Yeah. But there's other alternative methods people can use, but you have to have a doctor acknowledge you have insulin resistance. And the way the American diet is, a lot of coffee and a lot of sugar, it's going to be hard for them to regulate. That's why Americans can go overseas and eat the same junk food for 2 months on summer vacation and lose weight. Right? So again, it showed the popularity of tech jobs losing its love affair with Gen Z. You know why? Because they're figuring out how to make SaaS companies and white label companies and going on about their business. That's why. So that leaves that opportunity for older people who want to do stuff, who want to invest in tech. It's going to be there for you. Right? Because at the end of the day, people are telling you all this stuff about, oh, these jobs are taking all your jobs. If you have a skill like construction, if you have a skill like home health care, if you have a skill like taking care of elderly people, taking care of children at schools, right? You're not going to be without work. You're not going to be without work. Right? You just aren't. So, I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't bore y'all to death. But at the end of the day, people are standing in front of broken elevator systems that do not work for them, that will no longer work for them. And they have to figure out how to get to the other side of that. What's the other side of that? I mean, again, in August 25th is 37 days. Your kids are going back to school. I already know people talking about how they're going to go get a part-time job when their kids go back to school. They're posting it already on Facebook all over the place. You should already have that job planned out. You should already know where you're blind. All right? These are going to be the same parents talking about, oh, Lord, I got to get ready for Halloween. It's 98 days away. Oh, I got to get ready for Christmas. 159 days away. So again, if you're a person, yep, the backpacks, you already know, man. Oh, I need money for the backpack. I need money for the haircut. Oh, these kids eat me out of house and home. Nobody in the community helps. You already know. Oh, Rose, yeah, I seen about Houston and the power. I mean, but what's funny is there's several small independent power companies all over Houston. And there's like 7 of them, and 7 of them all have issues. Not as bad as a Center Point, but several of them. All this will do is next year, when the power people come over and say, "Hey, we want to take over this section of this part of Houston," that contract will be up. That's all that is. That contract gonna be up, gonna be gone. At the end of the day, you need to figure. Same thing with the hurricane. I told y'all last time. These are the same people who didn't buy any kind of power source, didn't figure out how to have any type of generator. Well, Erica, you got to connect it to electricity to your house. That's your problem. You own the house. You in the area where that's gonna happen, right? Then once the kids out the way, the new year, new me. Yeah, you again, credit coach Chris. These are the same people you're gonna see. I didn't save anything for retirement. I can't afford to send my kids to college. I can't pay for it. They expect me to give them money while they in college. This is crazy, right? No. Mm-mm. These are the same people. These are the same people. I already know. These are the same people that are vacationing right now, and then when it's time for school, oh, these school supplies are expensive. It's $100 in school supplies, but you was at Myrtle Beach all year. Okay, cool. All summer you was out there chilling. Cool, right? We already know what time it is. We've seen this, but they're gonna stand in front of that broken elevator because that's comfort to them. They're gonna play dumb because that's where they actually are. They are dumb. You know what I'm saying? Again, waiting forever to repair their house after a big storm. Yeah, sitting here with blue tarps all over their house, right? Blue tarps all over the house for what? Because they never planned any further than buying new cars. I love the craziest part in Houston after what was that hurricane in 2019 called? I forgot what it was called. But I drove around, I saw people with Cadillacs and SUVs, brand new SUVs in the yard, brand new Jeeps, and blue tarps on the roof. You made sure to have money for that car. You better make sure to have money for that roof. Well, Erica, let people live a little. Yeah, you can live a lot if you want to, but you're gonna have to be able to cover the basics. It's not that, yeah, Hurricane Charlie, I think was the name. It's not that we don't want people to have nice cars and nice things. That's never it. The problem is people want to do a shortcut. Look at all the videos we do on Tech Tuesdays. Oh, I gotta have a degree. Well, what can I do? What else can I do? I go, well, you can go get a certificate. Well, how fast can I get the certificate? You ain't gonna get it in 2 days. It's gonna take some time. You're gonna have to progress. Hurricane Harvey. There you go. Thank you. Hurricane Harvey. You have people still saying they were struggling from that. And I'm like, you didn't get it together after all that? Hurricane Harvey? The snowstorm came through. You didn't think to buy any type of power plug. There were people complaining that HEB didn't have power packs and generators for sale and stuff. And it's like, you expect in the middle of the storm HEB and Home Depot to have a surplus? These are things you should have been bought. These stores will never have more than 10% of these items. Never. It's a backup for an emergency. It's on you to have it already in your garage. These people, you'll drive past somebody's house, their garage will be full to 6 feet tall, full of crap, and they ain't got no generator in there. That's crazy. That's crazy. I tell my friends all the time the library's free. Man, they ain't trying to go to the library. They can't even find a library. They can't find no library. They don't want to go to the library. I love when people say this. People want to sit in their house from their couch with a cell phone and find stuff. That's how they want to learn. That's as much as they gonna do. Can they do it from the couch? Have you seen the commercials they show on TV? Hey, get your degree from while you're at home, from the lunch table at your house. Come on now, you already know that's they ain't going to the library. So again, there'll be some really cool stuff I drop for the rest of the fall, and you guys are gonna hopefully enjoy it. But I'm already gonna do, no money for generators, no money for hotels. You know what I mean? They ain't got no money for either one. And we'll see this again next year. We'll see the same cycle again next year. I want y'all to understand. Like right now in Florida, 20% of people in Florida are doing it, have no home insurance. It's going to be the same. The home insurance too high. They just quit playing it. And I get it. I get it. But you have to also be ready on the other side of that. Right? You got to be ready on the other side of that. So, this is your girl Erica, Classic Line Blog. I don't come on here to beat y'all up. I just always say you got to really sit down and do the math and think, what is the new way I'm going to get out of this? But waiting on a broken elevator, trying to put your kids through a school system that hates them, trying to put your black boy through sports when they are making sure sports has no place for the average African American male. They're going international as fast as possible. I'm talking about Australians. I'm talking about Chinese. There were at least 15 Chinese, Japanese players there playing on these teams for very few slots. We even saw Chinese coaches that were there, like scouts for the country's international team. So I was like, if your son's here, he better put on a good show because he probably ain't gonna be in NBA, but he could go to China, he can go to Italy, he can go play overseas because that's about as best as he gonna be. And there's no disrespect. You just got to realize you're feeding your kid into a system. Are you feeding them into a system? Are you helping them outgun the system you're putting them into? Are you giving them power to get around stuff? How are some of these young Indian kids and some of these young men picking up on white label and SaaS development? You should be having those conversations with your son. But what I notice in a lot of our community is their son is 15 years old and can't tie his shoes, can't wash his own clothes, can't change his bed. I remember my nephew told somebody, our 10-year-old nephew was washing his sheets on his bed and washing his clothes. And they were like, he's 10 years old. Oh my God, you got him doing that? And I said, yeah, they have to be ready to be an adult. Like, they aren't just there for you to cuddle and love on. Like, look at my cute little boy. He's just sitting in the house doing a bunch of nothing playing video games. He's a child. Yeah, but you should be giving some instruction along the way. This is crazy out here. Oh, lots of fraud. Lots of fraud. We are homeschool our sons. Today was library day. There you go. Although the numbers are skewed, they're saying 70% of Americans don't have $500 for emergency. A lot of them got credit cards, though. A lot of them know how to jump on a plane. They got some money somewhere. People still, I pray they not. I pray they not. Oh Lord, not 2020. Yeah, they fail to plan and get mad. I saw the nail shops were full when power. Listen, come on, speak. Come on, listen. There's Ezra? Come on, preach to him. Now you already know what happened. That the nail salon was full of women. You ain't got no power, but you need your nails done. Man, get out of here. You can't. Come on, man. Come on now. It's crazy. In the nail salon, in the massage parlor, in Hannah Stone getting a massage. You know, this storm got me stressed out, Erica. I already know what's happening. So as I prepare, I mean, what's funny is I had an email the other day from one of the manufacturing companies I work with, and they were literally like, okay, let's get ready for January 2025. We got to get our inventories purchased. I'm like, what? I was sitting there in shock, but I realized like they right. It'll be January before you know it. You're going to have to put these orders in to get this stuff flowing. I had a little panic attack. I had to calm down, but I was like, okay, yeah, I need to do all this, do this. But people are planning these companies 6 months in advance. They're planning for a year, 2 years in advance. And you have the average person talking to you about how they want to get their nails done this weekend. Okay, cool. I got you. You know. But anyways, you guys, this is your girl, Classic Line Blog. Thank you. I'm going to get out of here. I keep saying that, but I'm going to get out of here for real. You guys have a great day. Hope to see some of y'all in Atlanta, August 25th. August 26th, for certain people, I'm going to have tickets to the Cleveland Clark versus Atlanta Dream game. She's starting to warm up while the girls are gone to play Olympics. And I hope you guys, good luck. Good luck out here. Later.